What it do, my lovelies? What it do? What it do? What it do? This Miss Yaakov coming straight from that Spiker Star, aka the Messenger, aka the Virgo Goddess, aka the Daughters of Zion, aka that Topaz Gem Sapphire. Hey, listen, always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Miss Yaakov is trying to say. Remember, I'm just outside looking into your world, say things that you just don't see, okay? But dig this here. We're gonna get into this. The name of this is called "No Man is Justified." No man will not be justified, okay? That is a disclaimer, okay? Now, I was watching the Awesome and Gizmo show. They from out of Georgia, I believe, okay? Sometimes I may tune in every once in a while. I used to tune in all the time, but I had to cut that out, okay? But yeah, every once in a while I may tune in to what they got going on, okay? And this particular live, he stated he ran into one of the ladies from a church building who stopped and offered him and his daughter to come back to the church, and he said he didn't know. He then went on and said they played him and his daughter and had them sitting outside and in just a bunch of excuses that had nothing to do with his salvation and restoring his treasures to save his daughter's life and his, okay? So Awesome, and the backstory with Awesome, he was on the Kendra G show as well, okay, looking for love, okay? So now he's using these excuses about, and he's not the only one. There's a lot of people that's using these excuses that people in the church is bad, people in the church this. People in the church ain't got nothing to do with your salvation. You still are responsible for your salvation. It doesn't matter about people in the church. It doesn't matter if you claim nobody ain't perfect or you only human. It doesn't matter if the Bible was written by man. None of that matters. You still are responsible for your salvation, regardless. Okay? Regardless, no man is justified by how somebody is in the church building. Because truth be told, you supposed to be the church. Okay? Not an actual building. Okay, truth be told, okay? But people want to spin this narrative, but they're not justified by that excuse. And it just shows and proves the type of pride that men have, that they rather go down with the sinking ship instead of saving himself. And it's sad because his daughter is condemned. That's a condemned little girl. I just got to keep it 100 with you. God made it clear that only the seed of the righteous shall be saved. And another thing people fail to realize is that wherever their soul go after this 400 years right here, after this planet right here, that depends on you. That depends on you and your obedience, not nothing else. God doesn't condemn people. You condemn your own self. Okay, you condemn yourself. He gave you the rope, and you put the rope around your neck, and you put it tighter and 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 tighter until there's no more breath left. You do that on your own. He made it clear that there is a way that seemed right to you, but in the end, it leads to death. He said that in the book of Proverbs. Okay? But no man is justified by excuses. It doesn't matter how people treat you in the church. I was kicked out of synagogues. People treated me bad in synagogues, but guess what? I ain't never let that stop from saving my soul. I ain't never let nothing get in between saving my soul. You still got to save your soul. And most importantly, you got a little daughter. What about your daughter? You see the selfishness of people? What about his little daughter? That little girl gonna be screaming, hollering from all the pain and agony from that fire and that heat, all because of Awesome. That's crazy, man. This is why I don't have kids. People don't understand. When you start having kids, you breed in a bloodline. You breed in a bloodline. Those children have souls. This physical body is temporary. The soul is forever. What about that little girl's soul? Y'all don't be giving a damn about y'all children, yet y'all be posting them all on the internet and all that. You don't give a damn about your kids. You don't. You don't even care about yourself. You ain't out to save your soul, let alone save your daughter's soul. Okay? That little girl got a precious soul and now is condemned all because of awesome. Making up excuses, talking about, oh, they not gonna play me. They have me and my daughter sitting outside. What does that got to do with your salvation? They ain't got nothing to do with your salvation. You no matter what the excuse is, you still gotta work out your own salvation. And then people talk about can't nobody keep the law. We not justified by law. Guess what? You up for judgment and you still responsible for your own salvation. It doesn't matter what excuse that you make up. You still responsible for your own salvation. You still responsible for it and you're going to be held accountable for it. This is what you don't realize. You're going to be held accountable for that. All this is on your expense, not nobody else's, not me and not somebody else's. A lot of people talking about the prayer. Talking about the examples in the prayer. Listen, you can pray however you want, but you're supposed to have your own prayer. That prayer has to come from your heart. It doesn't matter about an example prayer from the book of whatever. You still responsible for your own salvation. If you don't make it, that's your problem. You're going to be held 100% accountable and you still up for judgment because that's not your prayer. You need to have your own prayer, not a prayer out of a religious book. Okay? But I'm about to get on out of here, man. No man is justified. Okay? I remember Mahara told me she don't deal with people from the hood and people from the ghetto. Guess what? I ain't let that Shul Kehila discourage me from my salvation. I still work out my salvation because his inheritance is on the line. I don't let nothing get in between what I got going on. I never did and I never will. No man is justified, and time always exposes man for who he really is. And it's just sad that that little girl is condemned all behind her father. She ain't the only one. A lot of y'all children is condemned behind y'all. That stuff depends on y'all. Wherever you end up after this right here, after this physical world, that depends on y'all. Not me, not your mother, not your grandmother. That depends on y'all. Okay? No man is justified. Nothing matters. It doesn't matter if it's written by man. It doesn't matter if you believe in God. None of that matters. You're still going to be held accountable and you're still responsible for your own salvation. Anywho, it's that Spiker star, the brightest star of the constellation, man. Hey, listen, man, y'all going to wake up. Surprise! You're going to be standing in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. You're going to be standing in eternal life, the New Jerusalem. You're going to be standing right there. This is a beautiful place. Why am I here? What did I do wrong? That's what your soul is going to say. What you do wrong, you rejected salvation. That's what you did wrong. Anywho, looking into your world, see things that you just don't see. I'm Ghost.